As an accounting learning manager, I've been approached a number of times by people who were having difficulty creating a spreadsheet for a payroll project. So as a means of trying to provide assistance, what I thought would be good would be to prepare a tutorial to assist them with the project. Just a brief introduction to, or a reminder to users. Spreadsheets in Microsoft Office, i.e. Excel, or the Corel suite with Quattro, or with the Calculate application in OpenOffice. Basically, they're all serve the same functionality, and in a majority of cases, they're compatible with one another. I can't go on record as saying they're completely compatible, but much of the function, much of the keystrokes are alike. But definitely I can say that in the case of all spreadsheet applications, all columns, column A, B, C, all these here, when there's a letter attached to it, indicates that it is a column. And in the case of numerical representations, that refers to rows. And in all these applications also, where your column intersects with a row, represents the active cell. And the active cell, like in this case here, the active cell has a distinguishing border around it. And in the case of Excel, up here in the corner is the reference C4, which tells you that the coordinates for this active cell is C4. And you'll notice that the shaded column is C and the shaded row is 4, so it is coordinates are C4. And another thing that you'll see is that there are a number of icons at the top, and the icons are linked to specific functions or keystrokes. The ones that we'll be using is we will be using auto sum, and when you take the mouse and just pan it over a certain icon, it'll tell you what it is. So in the case here, it's an add sum, and that is how you do the add sum function is equal sum, open brackets, you indicate a range, and close brackets. Another one that we will be using is your numbering format. In this case, it'd be comma style, which is basically dollars and cents. Another one we'll be using is merge and center. And what merge and center is in the example, you've got the word Excel in one cell, but you want to go and spread it over 2 cells, and you want it centered, and that's what you see at the bottom. In the case of wrap text, what wrap text is you've got the word Microsoft Excel, but in the case of Microsoft Excel, the width of the column is not sufficient to handle the whole word, so by wrapping it the word Excel, because it's not completely displayed, the word Excel is pushed to the bottom and the row height is increased. And another feature is copy, and you can see that copy and in brackets is Control C. Control plus C. By holding down those 2 keys, you take the contents and you put it on a clipboard, and then the paste feature is when you hold down Control and D at the same time. Whatever is on your clipboard is going to be pasted into the document. So with that done, what we'll do is we'll go and we'll commence our tutorial. So we're going to, in cell A1, we're going to start from the upper left hand corner, and we're going to start putting information in. And what we'll say is we're going to say that it deals with ABC Corporation. So enter ABC Corporation. And what are we doing? We are doing a payroll register. Okay. Now, the payroll register is going to be for a period. And the period is going to have a month, and it's going to have a date. And then the basis of your payroll is you're going to have your hours worked, and you'll enter it in there. And your hours worked are made up of regular, overtime at 1.5, and you'll see that overtime 1.5 overflows into cell E4, but once we put something in E4, part of those contents in D4 are going to disappear, but we'll get back to that and address that situation. So now we're going to go, the other situation is overtime at 2.0. So based on your hours worked, the basis of getting paid is going to be your rate. Then combination of your rate and your hours are going to indicate your earnings. So your earnings are going to be made up of regular earnings and overtime earnings. And these two categories will be the basis of your, on the basis of your hours worked and your rate. Another source of earnings can be taxable benefits. All right, how's it going? I think you're progressing all right. Now, so a combination of your regular earnings, your overtime earnings, and your taxable benefits is going to determine your taxable earnings. There. Okay. Now, unfortunately, based on your hours worked and your rate, the amount of earnings that you are being paid is not what you get on your paycheck. Unfortunately, there are deductions. And the deductions include the normal payroll deductions. We have CPP, we have EI, we have income tax, and also in some situations you have a pension premium, you have health and dental, you have union or association dues, and you can have charity. Those are the most common deductions. So then we can go and, based on all your CPP, your EI, your income tax, pension, health and dental, union dues, and charity, it will determine your total deductions. And the basis of your from your taxable earnings less your total deductions, and we'll get into the formulas. Basically, that is what will yield your net pay. So basically what we've done is we've laid out